people getting offended by a word. If I'm not using it as a slur, if I'm not using it to offend somebody, if I'm not using it to attack somebody, I'm just using it as the linguistic definition of the word, then people shouldn't be offended. I'm offended that people are offended by that. I didn't use it as an attack. I just said that's what's happened to the situation. And
so let me just qualify what I'm hearing from you, so I know that I have your viewpoint down. What you're saying is that words in the past that you've used to, are not just you, but people as a group have used to derogatize other people, doesn't necessarily hold the same meaning now. And you feel like this over-policing of language has hurt your way to communicate ideas that you do think are within the left sphere. Now, I think that's what you're saying, and before we go on this conversation, I want to let you know that I'm an advocate and I've worked for about 7 years in autism advocacy, so I can tell you why the usage of the word is harmful beyond its woke context. Is that what I'm hearing from you, that you feel policed by these words?
Like I said, it limits the ability to have a proper, truthful, honest, intellectual conversation when you can't use words as they're properly defined. I mean,
I won't argue with you. What do you think the word, when you say the word retarded or retard, what do you define that as? Can you give me that definition?
Limiting the maturation. So restricting growth. So when bread is rising and you want to limit its growth, when you want to retard its rising, you put it in a refrigerator and it controls it from rising. So you actually call that a retarder. That's where in a bakery, you have a retarder. And that's it's just a word. There's no, I mean, and just FYI, I have borderline dependent, somatic symptom disorder, traumatic brain injury. I actually have a wide variety of...
Okay, so let me go ahead and stop you right there. So I just looked up the definition of the word, and the definition of the word, with the ed at the end of it, is less advanced in mental, physical, or social development than is usual for one's age. And it's even listed as in the actual definition within Oxford as offensive, and it's also as an offensive adjective, and it also means very foolish or stupid. So the word is intended to be derogatory. And also, I'm not only looking out for the health and wellness or the well-being of people who might listen to me, people in my audience right now. I'm also, because of the fact that I'm actually trying to do good with my platform, I'm trying not to have my stream get taken down, because TikTok is on a lot of creators it's very easy to get your stuff taken down and get your privileges taken away on TikTok, which is another reason why I asked you not to say that. For some weird reason in today's society, we like, whenever someone gets asked politely to not say a word, for some odd reason, we have to have like a debate and get all introspective about the meaning of the word and all this other kind of stuff. Whereas really what could happen is, first off, you could understand that you're on my show. So, you know, I'm trying not to be mean or anything here, but you're on my show. So, like, you have to abide by my rules. So when I ask you to not say a word because of whatever reason, I need you and everyone else in chat, everyone else who wants to come on, to just say okay and respect that boundary that I'm setting.
Right. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
No. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to...
No, but I did use the word word. I did use the word. I'll say that.
Okay.
And it's true that like the TikTok robots do clock every single word you say. So you
Yeah.
can be taken down even if you don't mean it out of context.
Yeah, even if you don't mean it, I could still lose my platform for having someone on here who is saying that. Or you could also, it might not take me down.
R-slur.
It might not take me down, but it might ban you. Like, I have had people that I've told on here to say, I've told them like, "Hey, stop saying something," and then they question why seconds later they've been banned from going live on TikTok for like another week. And it's because they said something that I was warning them not to say. And I didn't even do anything. It was just TikTok took them out. So, you know, I don't want you to
I fully understand the aspects of this is actually my second account because my first account got taken down for something I said about myself. So, but which was,
What did you say? No, don't repeat it. No, don't repeat it. Because you got banned. So
right.
Do you agree that there's like a bunch of words? Let's not repeat the word, but there's a bunch of words that are probably more precise, right? That are probably more precise and concise to what you actually mean for what you're saying, right?
No, but anyways,
Wait, so you don't think you don't think you could have just used another word?
No, I think it's the accurate word, and again, because I didn't use it as a slur, I didn't use it to so.
But the word I brought you the definition of the word. The word is meant to be offensive. It's not meant to be. It's not. You can't really take that in a better in a different context. Like, it's meant to be.
But that's exactly what's happening. Is that when you're not allowed to have a open, full conversation because because you're intellectually blanked.
I have something to throw out for you.
What?
I have something that maybe I can throw out for you that might help you understand why this is not the most productive word. So, one of the more intelligent people that can argue with me on the front of, you brought up abortions, I'm a clinic defender, right? One of the more intelligent people that can argue with me on the front line of clinic defending actually knows a lot of Greek and Latin words. In fact, he would actually abstain from using the word that you used as an insult. So, do you think the majority of people that are threatening our rights fall under the correct definition of the word you're using? Because I don't. There are a lot of people that fall under this movement that may not have the best critical thinking skills, but the people that lead them actually do, and that's why they're being able to cut through our rights like butter, is that they're not idiots. They're not anything that you're implying. And I actually think that we need to reframe in order to attack exactly who's hurting us. We actually need to reframe this. Like, we have a tendency on the left to say this person is completely inefficient, silly, all the slurs in the world, or they're a fascist, evil mastermind. So I'm asking you, which is it? Because what I see is a lot of pretty intelligent people slashing the fuck out of our rights. So I actually don't think that's a proper word to use. They're very surreptitious in that aspect. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't actively engage in using slurs, so like, I mean, it is hilarious how openly politically correct it is to use a myriad of different slurs that are deemed perfectly fine. And ironically, a lot of people on the left like to use slurs, but I was just using the word as like I said, it was the restricted of the intellectual conversation. Anyway, so I wasn't trying to just be combative. I didn't want to.
No, I don't think you were trying to be adversarial. I'm just trying to express what I think, because I think that a lot of the times we try to downplay this threat, but very clearly we can see in Florida that this threat is not in even the non offensive definition. This threat that we're facing from the far right is not slow. It's not in any nature the definition of the word. So I'm saying
I was talking about leftists. I wasn't talking about people on the right.
Yeah, but leftists, we tend to like help people who are when they do hear that word, that's the negatory side of it, right? So we help disabled people, people who might be delayed or anything like that, and that word comes across as insulting across the board. So when you're calling someone who is really chopping at our rights, like per se somebody like in Operation Save America, they use that word the same way, and then people on our side hear that from people like us, and they equate it to the word that they heard when they were in front of the people who traumatized them the most, like people that use that word as a slur. Does that make sense to you?
And like I said, that's why I'm fully.
Oh. Oh no, are you okay?
Anyway, I gotta go.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Just make sure next time, just don't say the word. All right, just not in my space. All right. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry if I chased him away too much.
No, it's cool. I didn't understand a lot of what he was saying about like the whole Tea Party and everything because I don't really know much about the Tea Party. I'm only 26, or I'm about to be 26 in the summer. I was not. I didn't know what was going on with the Tea Party, nor do I really care about the Tea Party all that much right now. Although I did hear something.
About, Gamergate.
What do you say?
You care about Gamergate. You care about Gamergate, and you feel like telling people about the first Gamergate is pretty important to throttling the next Gamergate, right?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. People think, a lot of lefties will tell you that like Gamergate is over, and it's like, no, it's not. Gamergate is still going on. It's just, instead of it being, it's dissolved. I think Gamergate has dissolved from being like, head by a certain few like top tier figures on like, YouTube and what have you, like Sargon of Akkad and some others. Instead, what Gamergate is now is it's more of like a culture in a way. It's turned into like an internet subculture of people where certain behaviors and what have you that are negative are normalized among goers and participators in the internet. So like you'll have a lot of people nowadays will tell you that you're soft. A lot of people nowadays are, well, like if you I've gotten this all the time whenever I care about somebody else's feelings, and whenever I try to like, watch what I say, I'll get people that'll tell me that I'm soft. And I'm like, well, no, I'm just being considerate. You got a lot of people now who we've kind of just accepted trolling as just like a natural thing. Doxing has also been accepted kind of as like this natural thing, or this like natural occurrence that happens, or this thing that is like, I guess I should say, tolerable. Not only with that, but you also get stuff like let me see, doxing. You also get people calling people soft. Like a lot of men will harass women in like a heartbeat on their platforms and what have you. Like a lot of stuff from Gamergate, it's not necessarily that Gamergate has dissolved or is like over. It's more along the lines of we lost. Like Gamergate is something that is the stuff that happened in Gamergate is now stuff that is more normalized in our society. And part of the reason why it's normalized is because of the fact that we've taken countermeasures such as bot programs and other stuff like that to counter Gamergate. So now it doesn't seem as big or as threatening. But I think Gamergate is just as big and is just as threatening as it used to be. Like um what was it called? Act Man on YouTube. Like, he's a big right wing. He doesn't say he's right wing, but the way he talks, he's very right wing in my opinion. He's a big right wing guy on YouTube with like over 1 million followers who likes to quote unquote pick apart the SJW feminism, woke lefty BS. That's what's in video games, and that's what's in pop culture. The Quartering also likes to do the same stuff. Like, these are people that are still going on. They're still, alive and well to this day. Like, I remember Actman in one of his videos just came out and said that Gamergate was good. He said it was a good thing that happened. Like, these are people that we need to be stopping. And, like, Gamergate really, in my opinion, hasn't gone anywhere.
I can say, the reason why I brought it up, I like that you're bringing so much attention to Gamergate. I think it's very important. I've been creating online for over a decade, and yeah, it's very important. The reason I bring it up is that, I guess since you don't remember a lot about the Tea Party, you really don't know how much astroturfing went into the Tea Party that later created Gamergate. That's, I think, why that last user brought up the Tea Party, is it's another astroturfed right-wing, far-right movement that kind of took over that space. And that did cause some, whether or not you agree with Obama or not, that is what that last person was explaining, is that the Tea Party's astroturfed right-wing, mainly culture wars.
It's culture war stuff. And it's kind of like taken over the Republican Party, I feel.
Yes.
It's kind of like that kind of stuff is what is like the remnant of the Republican Party. That's like all that's left of the Republican Party, it seems like.
So do you think it'll last?
Do I think it'll last? I mean, honestly, yeah. I think it's going to last, especially if we keep entertaining these people. And this is why in one of my recent videos I said, hey, let's stop talking to right-wing nut jobs that have no intention of actually having a good faith conversation, actually having a good conversation and what have you, and that really just want to divert and derail conversation because they don't want us to actually get any sort of progress. And there were a lot of people who disagree with me, and to be completely honest with you, I don't really care. Like, I really don't. Like, I think it's really stupid that we still talk to these people and that we still entertain these people because, like I've said before, what's going on right now, or what has gone on, is that we've gotten all of the people. We've converted, basically, I think, all of the people that we can convert. And I say convert loosely and with quotation marks because I don't really think that a lot of people who have converted are actually people who have converted. I think a lot of the times these people who call themselves leftists or who call themselves lefty, or those who even call themselves liberal, are actually still far right in many aspects. And in a way, we've kind of seen like an uptick or a surge in like tanky movements as well, or like the presence of tankies because of stuff like this. And I just don't think us on the left, we gain anything from talking to these people. We're not really converting their audience over. It's this whole idea that like there's still some good that we can pull out of like the current right wing and the current right wing of the current like right wing I guess groups, the current right wing movement. And the fact of the matter that lefties need to accept right now is that there's really nothing else we can pull out of these people. We've gotten all that we can. Do you think you can really levy a good argument against somebody who thinks that things like climate change don't exist, or who thinks that like a baby, as soon as gestation happens, or as soon as fertilization happens, that thinks that a small tiny clump of cells can think for itself and has feelings and can know when it's being like aborted? Do you think you can actually levy arguments against people who literally think that there are people in our government who eat babies? Like, you can't talk to these people logically. You can't present arguments to these people logically that are going to make them convert over. They need to go through some soul searching themselves, and they need to spend some time with their they need to spend some time looking inward within themselves, and they need to figure out, and they need to pull some stuff out of there themselves. They need to work on changing some stuff within themselves first before we can have any sort of like good discussion or what have you.
No, I agree with you. One of the things before I go, I want to mention is that a lot of people in the anti-choice or pro-life movement that are a little more how you say connected, they always want to debate. For people that are involved with colleges, have their kids go up and debate against the pro-choice crowd. And one of the things that I would love to communicate before I go is that the right wing doesn't need to win a debate. They just need a platform.
Literally, yeah.
Platform them.
And getting people to see that.
They've already won.
Yeah, and getting people to see.
They've already won if you've platformed them. So they don't need. To an extent, I agree with you. We've converted the majority. There are some younger Gen Z people that are being just brought up by shitty parents. Maybe we can convert. But in the end, there's not a ton of productive conversation you can have. I promise I've tried. That's the last thing I'd like to communicate before I go, is that you're correct. In my opinion, you're correct in not platforming people in good faith or assuming they're in good faith anymore, because we clearly see that these people are not acting in good faith. Right?
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, there are some people that you can, there might be some people that can be swayed over, like some younger people, but I don't think debating the right is the way in which we're going to do that. Or, I don't think, let me put it this way, I don't want people over on my side who can be, who don't have any sort of, like, foundation of their own and can just be swayed by, like, arguments. I need people that, like, listen to facts, listen to facts and evidence, data, reason, and what have you, and that's how they decide where they go and where they align. Because what's to say that you can't hear another really dumb argument later and then be swayed by that dumb argument? Like, I just don't think.
I completely agree with you.
Right. I want people that are actually.
They don't need to win a debate. They just need a platform.
Yeah, I want people that can understand what is that just know the difference between what is right and what is wrong. Largely, like, there's so many people that would probably debate me on that and be like, well, what do we know is right and well, obviously, would you want somebody to do this to you? Okay, no, then stop advocating that this should be done to other people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
I always ask people, of course, my focus is reproductive rights, and I always ask people when they have exceptions to the argument, okay, let's get rid of your exceptions. Please tell me the class of people that you want into forced motherhood. Just tell me who you want, who you think deserves that. And I've never had an answer. When you reframe the question from where is the line drawn to who do you want to force that person, what is that group that you want to force through that? They don't have an answer.
Right. And also, like, I really like reframing the question for people, because it puts them in their own, like, oppressive shoes in a way. Like, I was recently on a panel last week where I told a guy, I said, and this was a black guy, so he knew better. I told him, I said, if you don't like abortion and you think it's murder, you can just go get a vasectomy. And he got really mad. Him and some other people got really mad at me when I said that.
Oh yeah, you did it. You touched the nerve.
Yeah, they got really mad at me when I said that. And I said, oh, they were like, that argument doesn't make sense. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't make sense to you because you want to regulate the body of other people. But all of a sudden, when somebody wants to regulate your body, then you have a problem with it. And that's the point that I was trying to get him at. I caught him in that he tried to act as though I didn't catch him in that, but I did. He was like, well, once I have all the kids that I want, I plan on getting a vasectomy. And I'm like, that's not the point. If you have such strong opinions against abortion, why wait? You can do it now. If you don't want to do it now, then be quiet. Sit back down. It's that simple. Like,
be humble, yeah, be humble. Yeah, no. It is about, and I think it's an exercise of supremacy to think that your morality or your ideas about life or religion or whatever are over other people's. You have
right.
an entire globe.
Yeah, this guy was a
different things.
this guy was a lost cause, and I really don't understand why people like go on to his panels and like or invite him onto their panels when he literally thinks that we should bring prayer back into schools, and that like he's one of those people. He's one of those people who thinks that like where we went astray was we took prayer out of schools, and I'm just like I can't talk to you. I really cannot. I am unable to talk to you.
So I grew up in the South in North Carolina, and we actually, when I was in high school, had like a battle of like the prayers in the schools while I was in middle school.
Oh my God.
Which was in the early aughts, right? So what ended up happening is that the school banned praying from the school hours on the public ground. So what ended up happening, I'm in North Carolina, right near the South Carolina line. And what ended up happening is they started putting flyers everywhere to meet up before the school started, about 6:45 a.m., to hang around the flagpole, of course, the United States flagpole, and do prayers on that. And they blanketed the school in flyers and shit like that. And to me, it's coercive, but at least it wasn't the same as mandation, but yeah.
Yeah, and like I asked this same guy, I was like, do you think that your religion is more moral or more just, or like more correct, superior, or what have you, to other people's religion? And he says, yeah, I believe that if you are not a Christian and if you don't believe in God, that you are less moral or some other stuff like that. And I was like, this dude literally said yes to that question and elaborated on it on live in front of like 300 people. Like, oh my God.
That's like ultimate red flags for me.
Oh yeah.
That you think there needs to be an instituted morality for you to not, I don't know, the main things people go to is rape and murder, right? And so I'm like, oh, actually, I never thought about doing that to other people. Like, God
right.
or no God, I actually never thought about hurting other people to that extent. So it actually is really terrifying to me as a woman to hear people, kind of say in maybe a long-winded way that the only reason that they don't do those types of things is because of some esoteric metaphysical reason, which is usually their religion, which we know doesn't keep these classes that are vulnerable safe. We know that from history. We know that those institutions of religion do not keep those people safe.
Right.
So I question.
If anything, it just justifies their oppression.
Right. Point me. I always say to these people in debate, point me to the society where people have behaved correctly, right? And people have followed all the rules and that no oppression has been put on them violently. And they can never point to a society because it doesn't exist.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Right. Well, I thank you for coming.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I hope that you have a good rest of your stream. And thank you for doing what you do.
I only got 2 people in Twitch stream right now, but it's fine. I haven't streamed in a while. People probably don't even know I'm live right now, so it's fine.
To be honest, I love the fact that you're changing from debating opposition to making unity. I think that's such an important thing in our circle.
Yeah, I just don't think we need to. I think we've done all we can with the debating. I don't think we need it anymore. I think we're good.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. And I think it's great. And so I hope you continue. I'm sorry, everybody, I didn't read what you were saying while I was talking in the chat, but I will now. But have a good day, please.
Thank you. You too. You too.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. Always a pleasure. Also, if you are not in the Discord server right now, you are a wrong person, and you should be in the Discord server. I used the wrong spell. Oh God, Adele got chopped. Yeah, if you're not in the Discord server right now, you very much should be. I would very much appreciate it. We would love to have you in our Discord server. It is a safe space for lefties, the lost, the downtrodden. If you want to just like get closer to and potentially talk to me and stuff like that, I'm a pretty open person. No, you cannot use my MTG deck. That is a no-no. That is a no-no. You cannot use my MTG deck. I love that question though. That was a funny question. I really liked that. I have multiple decks, so actually I could probably lend you one. I have multiple commander decks, so I could probably lend you one. Anyways, is there anybody else that would like to come on? I still have I have quite a bit of time left where I can continue to go on. Paige and I aren't supposed to go out tonight until later, so any other lefty that wants to come on, that was Paradoxical Femme. They are also in the Discord server. I believe they're a moderator. If they're not, I need to make them a Discord mod, which is fine. I'll have to get on that. Nobody leave me a note. Make me a note. Make a note. Remind me that one of the things that I need to do is I need to update the mod list. There's other people, not just Paradox, who I also need to mod. I need to mod Professor Megan, and I need to mod. I need to upgrade. I need to promote Curbs to a higher position than moderator. Yeah, I need to promote Curbs to something else as well. So yeah, please remind me about that. We'll do that one. There we go. Oh yeah, you did great. I need to actually make you a moderator in the Discord. I need to make you a moderator. I don't know if you're a mod yet in the Discord. I need to make you one. If you're not, then I think I need to promote you to technician. So, yeah, I'll need to promote you to technician if you aren't a technician already. Curbs, Paradox, and Professor Megan. I need to promote Professor Megan as well. I've been meaning to promote Professor Megan for a while, and I haven't done it yet. Oh, I can't steal anything from Caster? No. That sucks. Chainsaw was blocked and reported. That's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, MTG is discussed in the Discord as well. It is discussed in the Discord. So I'm also rolling out some other content projects soon once I get a PC. I'm barely able to hold on with the PC with the computer that I got right now. Like I'm surprised it's holding up right now, and I don't have any drop frames. That's amazing. I don't have any drop frames today. That's great. Excuse me, sorry. So I'm also rolling out a leftist discussion panel called the Feminist Intersection. I'm rolling that out. I really want to do that. I think that would be really cool. It's a way in which we can have more discussions at least about intersectional feminism. I don't think there's enough discussions about intersectional feminism, and we really need a lot more discussions about that, especially to get the dudes on board. Because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, feminism, that must mean that it's only for women because it has feminine in it, and that's not what feminism means, like, at all. So yeah, I want to have that, and then I want to have a leftist women only panel as well, where once a week I have lefty women on from all platforms, Twitch, TikTok. I want to have a lot from TikTok though, because I feel like there are a lot of lefty women from TikTok that don't get enough recognition, especially lefty women of color. We need more lefty women of color. I want more lefty women of color in my midst and in my space. I need more. Not saying that white people and white women can't join. We welcome everybody of all colors, all religions, all what's it called? All races, all that stuff, all ethnicities. We welcome everybody, but we really need to promote lefty women of color. Hold on a second. I actually gotta end this stream and call my fiance because she's called me twice. Let me actually